Hi, everybody. Today I'm coming to you from Yuma, Arizona. And I don't think most of us think about what's happening at night when we're asleep. But let me tell you, one night can change everything. Sleep isn't just downtime, it's your prime time for your brain and body. Skip it and you become depleted, protect it, and your foundation is strengthened. Whether we like it or not, sleep is serious business. And if there's one thing I want you to take away from this episode, it's this: the power, the absolutely overwhelming power of sleep. This is the Karen Schaal Podcast. I'm Karen Schaal. Let's get started. We're in the middle of the backpack series where we're loading up your well-being backpack with the big 5 fundamentals: breathing, hydration, sleep, journaling, and nature. In episode 15, we talked about breathing, how intentional breath is one of the fastest science-backed ways to calm your stress response. In episode 16, we looked at hydration, how even a couple of glasses of water can reset your mood, focus, and energy. And now in episode 17, we're pulling out the third fundamental: sleep, the powerful foundation that resets, restores, rebuilds, and reinvigorates your entire system. This backpack series is part of my larger goal: to give you clear, useful, science-backed tools you can easily apply in daily life. If you're finding these episodes useful, please like and subscribe. A simple click means a lot. Thanks. So let's talk about sleep. Just like breathing and hydration, it's part of our daily life. And it's interesting, when we're talking to children, we're quick to say, you have to go to bed, you need your sleep. Why? Because we can clearly see what happens when they don't get enough sleep. Their moods crash, their behavior unravels, and their energy tanks. But as we get older, we stop saying it to ourselves. Sleep gets pushed aside. We learn to cope, to adjust, to scrape by, even when we're running on too little. We overlook our own moodiness, our lack of energy, and our foggy focus. In every 24-hour period, most of us spend time asleep. It's as natural as breathing or drinking water, and yet it remains one of the most misunderstood fundamentals of health. Too often we treat it like bonus time, a weakness if we need too much, and a strange badge of honor if we can get by with just a little. And this, like our shallow breathing and our missed messages of thirst, is mostly a modern problem. Across history and cultures, sleep has been treated very differently. In Spain and parts of Latin America, the siesta has long been part of daily life. In fact, the history of the siesta can be traced all the way back to Roman times. It comes from the Latin word sexta, the 6th hour of the day, which is 12 noon, when people pause for rest. In hot climates like Spain and Italy, it was a practical necessity. Agricultural workers avoided the harsh midday sun and gave their bodies a chance to recover. Later, it was reinforced by work schedules that split the day into 2 parts, with a long lunch break in the middle. And while siestas are less common now, urban life, air conditioning, and global work schedules have changed the rhythm. The tradition remains a cultural reminder that rest is not laziness, it's wisdom. In Japan, there's inemuri, which literally means sleeping while present, where dozing in public, even at work, is seen as a sign of dedication. It shows you've worked so hard, your body needs to rest. And in many traditional cultures, sleep followed the rise and fall of the sun. And closer to home, I think of my husband's grandmother. She had her own ritual of honoring the day's end. As the golden hour approached, she would sit quietly in an unlit room or outside in the garden, simply welcoming the night in. No screens, no distractions, just a pause to notice the light of the day fading. Night was sacred, a time to gather, slow down, and honor the rhythms of nature. But in today's culture, we glorify being always on. We push late into the night with screens, caffeine, and endless to-do lists. Sleep is often the first thing we cut, and the last thing we protect, and we're paying for it. What's interesting is that many of the sleep protocols we talk about in the science community, things like dimming the lights, quieting the mind, creating a wind down routine, echo exactly what these long-term practices have demonstrated. So here's a big picture. Sleep is not wasted time. It's essential repair time. Every single system in your body depends on it. Without sleep, you can't survive more than about 11 days. Studies show that even a single night of shortened sleep, for example, 6 hours instead of 8, can affect attention, emotional balance, and immune response. And here's what that really means. If you go to bed at midnight and get up at 6, your brain is already running at a reduced capacity. Reaction time dips, focus scatters. Your ability to regulate emotion weakens. For athletes or anyone exerting themselves physically, the effects are even sharper. Even one night of short sleep can impair coordination, endurance, and muscle recovery. At 2 nights in a row, performance can drop by as much as 20 to 30%. Push it further and the effects multiply. After several nights of only 4 or 5 hours sleep, your body enters a state of strain. Blood sugar regulation falters, inflammation rises, the stress hormone cortisol spikes. You're not just tired, your immune system is weaker, your metabolism is disrupted, and your brain is struggling to form lasting memories. And over time, chronic sleep deprivation raises the risk of heart disease, diabetes, and depression. But here's the good news. Your body wants to recover. Even 1 or 2 nights of deep restorative sleep can reset hormone levels, restore sharper thinking, and repair tissue. In fact, some of the most important repair happens during deep sleep. That's when growth hormone surges. Muscles knit themselves back together, and the lymphatic system flushes waste out of your brain, almost like a nightly rinse cycle. So what happens when your sleep is steady and balanced? Your brain works at full power. During sleep, the hippocampus and neocortex engage in a kind of conversation, moving short-term memories into long-term storage. That's why sleep is essential for learning, problem solving, and creativity. Your emotions also stabilize during sleep. The amygdala, your body's emotional alarm system, calms when you're rested, leaving you more even, more resilient, and better able to handle stress. Your body uses sleep to regulate hormones too. Leptin and ghrelin, the ones that control appetite, reset during the night. When you're sleep deprived, ghrelin rises, making you feel hungrier, and leptin falls, reducing the signal that you're full. That is why a tired brain craves carbs, sugar, and quick energy. It's not lack of willpower here, it's biology. And sleep powers your entire system. It lowers blood pressure, it regulates metabolism, it even impacts skin repair and aging. When sleep is steady, everything runs smoother, from sharper memory to stronger immunity to a calmer mood. In short, sleep doesn't just prevent problems, it fuels the systems that keep your body strong, your emotions balanced, and your mind brilliant. Now compare that with 1 solid night of restorative sleep. Your immune defenses mobilize. T cells stand ready, protecting you from infection. Growth hormones surge, repairing muscles and tissue. Your hippocampus and neocortex together transfer the day's memories into long-term storage. REM sleep sparks new connections, boosting creativity and problem solving. And emotionally, the amygdala and prefrontal cortex recalibrate, giving you steadiness and balance to meet the day. This is the contrast of one night, depleted or strengthened, foggy or clear, reactive or steady. One night really does change everything. So let's get practical. How do we actually build better sleep into daily life? First, create consistency. Go to bed and wake up at about the same time every day. Your body loves rhythm, and consistency makes falling asleep and staying asleep much easier. Now, I know this is easier said than done. For parents who are up with little ones or anyone In a demanding season of life, sleep can feel out of reach, actually. Please hear this. Do the best you can. These practices aren't about perfection. They're about giving your body the best chance possible, even in the middle of real-life challenges. Second, get morning and evening light. Your circadian rhythm, your body's 24-hour clock, runs on light. Stanford neuroscientist Huberman talks a lot about this. Morning sunlight tells your body it's time to be awake, and evening light signals it's time to slow down. A few minutes of sunrise and sunset light are some of the most powerful anchors you can give your system. Third, develop a wind down ritual. Give your body cues that the day is closing. Read, stretch, journal, or just sit quietly with dim light. Even something as simple as a golden hour ritual, pausing for a few minutes as the sun goes down, letting yourself notice the light changing, can signal your body to shift gears. These small practices help your nervous system let go. Fourth, watch late day stimulants. Caffeine can stay in your system 6 to 8 hours. That afternoon cup of coffee might still be working against you at bedtime. Heavy meals and alcohol can disrupt sleep too, even if you fall asleep quickly. And fifth, make your bedroom a sleep sanctuary, cool, dark, and quiet. Most people sleep best between 60 and 67 degrees. If noise or light is a problem, use earplugs, blackout curtains, or white noise. And I'll be honest, sleep has been my hardest fundamental to work on. Breathing came pretty naturally. Hydration, I had to learn and still remind myself to drink. But when it came to sleep, I thought, oh my goodness, another thing to learn. Still, the more I researched it, the clearer it became. Sleep is not an option. If you're a poor sleeper, you owe it to yourself and to your life to figure it out. Because when you're rested, you're more balanced, more creative, a better partner, a better parent, a better friend. And yes, sleep science shows your longevity increases when sleep is steady and healthy. So here's my challenge. Don't try to do it all at once. Pick one step. Maybe it's catching that morning light. Maybe it's setting a consistent bedtime. Maybe it's creating a golden hour ritual as a day closes. Small steps add up. And when it comes to sleep, even one night can change everything. Sleep is not wasted time, it's repair time, it's reset time. It's the foundation that strengthens everything else you do. That's why it belongs in the well-being backpack, right alongside breathing and hydration. These fundamentals may seem simple, but they're not small. They are the building blocks of energy, focus, resilience, and even joy. And I know working on sleep isn't always easy. Life is demanding, nights get interrupted, habits are hard to change. But if there's one thing I hope you take away from today, it's this. Every step you take to protect your sleep pays off. You're not just giving yourself rest, you're giving yourself clarity, steadiness, and a longer, healthier life. This is the Karen Schaal Podcast. I'm Karen Schaal. And if you're benefiting from these episodes, please like and subscribe. It means a lot, and it helps me keep bringing you this work. And please remember, you don't have to do everything at once. Just pick one step, because small steps create big change. And when it comes to sleep, even one night can change everything. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.